Alright, hello and welcome back to another video, guys. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why undercharging in your detailing business is an absolute no-no and why it is actually killing your profit and slowly but surely killing your business. It's why so many car detailing businesses fail and why so many can't seem to succeed and get ahead. So stay until the end because I not only explained why undercharging is bad, but in the very last part of the video, I explain how you can start to increase your prices and how you can attract customers that are actually willing to pay your higher prices. Okay, so let's get into it. First and foremost, low prices or cheap prices attract cheap clients. Price is often associated with the quality of work that you do. Okay, so if you have cheap prices, guess what? You're going to attract customers who are only looking for cheap prices. Now, they're not going to be loyal because as soon as a cheap customer sees another service that offers a better, cheaper deal, guess what? They're going to jump straight to that next business. They're not going to be loyal with your service. And one of the most important parts about building a car detailing business is the customer relationship, okay? The lifetime value of that customer. We don't look at customers as one-time transactions. Therefore, if you want to maintain the loyalty of a customer, okay, one of the best things you can do is just charge a premium price because then they will associate that with a premium service and you're going to attract higher quality customers who are going to value your professionalism, your expertise, and be valuable. They will actually be loyal, okay? And they'll stay with you for the years to come. All right, next, you're going to actually struggle with covering your costs associated to running your detailing business, okay? If you're not charging enough, and you're not covering marketing costs, petrol, fuel costs, equipment, chemicals, if you're not actually covering these costs with the service that you're offering, with the prices that you're charging, then guess what? You're basically working for free. You haven't created a business. You've just created a job, which is just ticking over. In order to actually be profitable, you need to ensure that your prices are covering your costs plus profit left over, okay? And the way to do that is to simply just increase your prices, right? It's as simple as that. Now, charging premium prices also allows you to reinvest that money back into the business so that you can actually do more marketing so you can attract more of these high quality customers that you want. All right, next, underpricing is actually hurting your reputation. Okay, like I said earlier, pricing is actually correlated to perceived value of the service you offer. So in order to increase the perceived value of the service that you're offering, all you need to do is increase the prices. All right, now there's this test done on wine tasting. Okay, they got these two different categories of people, okay, and they got two bottles of wine. One was a cheap wine with like $5 or whatever, and the other was an expensive wine with like $100. Okay, one group of people were told that the cheap wine was in fact the expensive wine, and the other group of people, they were told that the wine was in fact the right price. Okay, so what happened was on both sides, each category of people, they both thought that the expensive wine tasted better, even though in the category one, they were actually told the opposite. So category one assumed that the $5 wine was more expensive and therefore tasted better. And then category two were told the correct prices. They just assumed that the $100 wine tasted better anyway. So in fact, it was the perceived value of the wine, right, which actually changed something psychological inside of their brain, tricking them into believing that the wine tasted better. How's that? Now, next I want to talk about burnout. Let's face it, burnout is inevitable, right? Car detailing is a labor-intensive physical job, right? So if you're doing, 5 cars a day at $100 or $200 per car or whatever, and you're burning yourself out and you're just struggling to complete all of these, and you're at the end of the day, you come home, you're only making, $700 or $800, and you're actually absolutely exhausted. You've just worked 14 hours to try to make that, $700 or $800, then, inevitably you're going to burn out. You don't have time to work on the business, admin, all these other things that are associated with running the business. If if you're just working so many hours detailing cars. Now, the biggest expense in this business when you're starting out is your time invested into actually doing the service, detailing the cars, right? So I would rather spend less time on less customers and make more money, and I'll be better like physically, okay? So think about it like this, right? I would rather do one car that's worth $600 and complete it in, say, 4 or 5 hours than to try to do 5 cars at $100, right? And that takes a whole day, right? Does that make sense? And it's going to be, think about it like this as well. It's always much easier to find one person that is willing to pay $1,000 for a detailing service than it is to find 10 people willing to pay $100, okay? So if you think of the logic, right, yes, you're going to get less customers, but the work's going to be better, the customer's going to be higher quality, and guess what? You're going to complete the job in less time at a higher hourly rate, which means profit margins are better. Okay, now I've already sort of touched on this a little bit, but quality prices attract quality customers, okay? And not only do these customers value the work that you do, not only are they loyal, but they will also refer you to all of their friends. And guess what? The friends that they hang out with are also most likely quality customers willing to pay premium prices. Okay, so you create this snowball effect where you start to only attract these people, and then those people talk about your business to their friends, and guess what? They start to come and use your services as well. So premium prices attract premium quality clients, but also the work that you do also needs to be quality as well. And ultimately, when you price your services to what you're truly worth, it gives you confidence. It makes you feel good. It doesn't make you feel stressed. It gives you the ability to go above and beyond for each and every customer. It gives you the ability to be able to personalize the experience more for your customer. And at the end of the day, I say this time and time again, we are in a customer first business. We have to prioritize building customer relationships. That is the true value in what you are delivering here. The impeccable service, not just the detailing work, but the overall experience the customer has with your business, okay? So how do you actually increase your prices? Well, first of all, I recommend doing some competitor research and having a look at what other detailers are charging in your area for the type of services that you are offering, okay? This gives you a bit of a baseline as to where you can position yourself in the market, okay? Then I recommend pricing your services at the upper range of the market, all right? This is where, you're going to find those premium clients. Next, you need to actually educate your clients. If your clients don't understand the value that you bring to the table, then maybe you need to explain the benefits of what your service can do. This can be done through all of your messaging, your emailing, your website, your social media. Everywhere that you display your business online or in public, you can have messaging included in that marketing that resonates with your ideal client, that also educates them on the value that you provide with the services that you offer. Okay, and this isn't just done alone through writing and explaining and information. It's also done through your imagery and your video content that you put out there. This is all very important in creating this brand image of your business. Okay, and that's the second thing, is your brand image. Do you have a premium luxury looking business? From the outside looking in, what does your business look like? Have you got like a $5 logo that you created on Canva? Have you got a shitty sort of self-made logo, or have you actually got a custom-made logo that looks really elegant, really luxury? All right, speaking of logos, when it comes to designing a premium logo, I recommend you head over to my new favorite tool, design.com. Now, this site can do a whole range of different things, but it really does excel at generating logos, okay? I'm going to show you how to quickly use it, okay? So first of all, you just head to design.com, then you come over to the search bar here and type in your business name. Now, if you don't have a business name yet, no stress at all. They do have a range of different tools you can use, one of them being the AI business name generator. If you go through to this tab, it'll prompt you to enter in the name or the service of your business, which is car detailing. Then it's going to generate a bunch of different name ideas for you to sort of get an idea of what you want to use, okay? Now, like I said, I recommend something premium that will speak to your ideal customer, okay? Now, once you've got your business name, you simply just come to this section here, type in your business name, okay, and then push enter. it's going to bring you to this section where it generates a bunch of different logo ideas, right? Now you have to bear in mind, one of the most important things is the keywords, okay? So at the moment, the keyword is just car, right? But we want to add some more specific keywords so that we can generate some better quality logos, okay? So if we type in car detailing, now we're going to get a range of different logos that incorporate things like polishes, things like water drops, okay? Now these are just a little bit more relatable to a car detailing business. But however, they are still, not the final product, and they are still a look kind of generic. When it comes to designing logos, one thing I really stress the most is to keep it as simple as possible. Don't make it overly complex. Make it as minimalist as possible, and that way it will stand the test of time. Okay, so another thing I would like to say here is I want to say premium, okay? And I also want to have a look on the left-hand side, okay? On the left-hand side, we have different logo styles, and this is where you can really dial it in to the sort of style that you want. So if we were to go abstract, it's going to generate a bunch of different abstract logo ideas for us. Some of these are really cool, like this one here is quite premium, right? This one here, I don't even know what it is, but it looks premium, it looks quite luxurious, and the business behind it is probably doing a good quality job, right? Or this one right here, that looks quite abstract, very cool. Another style that I quite like, I've already had to play around, is the corporate style, okay? If we go exit out of that, and we can see it's very, very like minimalist, quite corporate, and it looks really good. One that I quite like is this one right here. We can see, this looks like a luxurious car brand, okay? So if we just go with this one here, select, now we can play around with the logo itself, and there are a lot of different features when it comes to customizing the logo that's already been generated. Like maybe you don't want a slogan, or maybe you want to change the slogan to just detailing, right? Or premium detailing, okay? Or maybe you don't want the slogan at all, and then you just want to have this nice minimalist logo, okay? Or you want to change the color, right? Maybe you want to change the color. That's an interesting color, but you can go ahead and change the different colors. You can change the logo as well. And then if you actually end up not liking this logo at all, you can go back and select another one and play around with it until you find something that you really like. Okay, then all you do, once you have found the logo that you want, all you need to do is go download, and it's going to download it straight to your files for you to use. So once you've figured out the logo that you want, there are a whole bunch of other things you can do with InDesign.com. You can create some business card designs. You can create some social media posts. You can also create a website within there as well. So I highly recommend go and check out design.com. There's a link below this video. Now this leads me into the second part of this video, a question that I always get. But I can't seem to get any customers willing to pay my prices. Or how can I get customers that are actually going to pay my prices? Or all my customers say they can get it cheaper down the road. All right. First and foremost, those types of people that say that are not your customers to begin with. If you're only attracting people who want the cheapest option, it's not because those are the only people out there in the market. It's because of how you have positioned your business, your messaging, your market. It's your business that is attracting these people in the first place. So here are 7 things that you can do to start attracting these high-paying customers. Number 1, stop competing on price and start competing on value. Show the customer the value that you can bring to the table. If a customer is on the phone to you, or they're speaking to you in public and they go, hey, how much do you charge? Immediately my first response is price the most important thing to you, or is it a quality service that's most important to you? Because this reframes their thinking from price to quality, and immediately they're going to go, well, cheaper option would be good, but I do want a good quality service. And then you go, well, in that case, what we can do is offer you X, Y, and Z, and then it's up to you to explain the benefits of the service that you can do and explain the value. Number 2, target the right audiences online. Now, if you're just posting in Facebook groups where people argue over $10 washes and who's got the best and cheapest wash, then you're fishing in the wrong pond to begin with, okay? You want to use specialized targeting using like Meta ads, Google ads, having a website that's ranking high on SEO, ensuring that your messaging and your content is speaking directly to your ideal customer. Next, you can network with local businesses, right? Think high-end high-end gyms, golf courses, high-end barbershops. There are a lot of businesses out there that already have your ideal customer attending these businesses. If you can collaborate with them somehow, then guess what? You already leverage off of their customer to begin with. Perfect. Number 3, now we've already kind of touched on this, but your marketing and messaging must reflect high value premium services. Okay, like I said earlier, if you've just got a shitty self-made logo that doesn't speak premium, then you're not going to attract premium customers. You must ensure that everything you do within your business, how you dress, how you speak, the content you put out there, the messaging that you write, it all has to speak premium, high value, high quality. This will enable you to attract those people, okay? It's really not much more difficult than that. You want to attract cheap clients, lower your prices, and put cheap wash and vax on your content, on your social media. You want to attract premium clients, then increase your prices, put high-end cars on your social media, and use messaging that resonates with these clients. So number 4, you can offer packages, okay? Now, I like to have like a deluxe and ultimate and then like a platinum package, okay? The deluxe could be like full interior detail, full exterior wash, could be like $250 to $350, right? Then you can have an ultimate detail, which is like full interior, full exterior, plus it's an engine bay detail, plus it's a 6-month sealant. And then you can have like a platinum, which includes everything in the ultimate, and then it includes a paint correction and a ceramic coating. This could be worth like maybe $700 to $1,500 for a small car, for example, right? And then it's up to you as the expert to guide the customer and recommend the appropriate service for them, okay? Never give them a price list, never give them the control. It is up to you as the detailer, as the expert, to recommend the best service for them. Number 5 is educate and build trust, okay? Because if someone doesn't understand the difference between a $50 wash and vac compared to a $300 detail, then all you need to do is educate them on it. What is included? Why are detailers so much more expensive than a wash and vac? Well, it's because we go into every little nook and cranny. We actually, we customize the service based on your needs. We ensure that the whole experience you have with us is impeccable. We ensure that, we go through every little detail inside of the vehicle to bring it back to as close to brand new as possible. So as long as you can educate them on the value and they can understand the value that you actually deliver, then the price will be, justifiable, right? There's a saying that goes, once value outweighs price, then price becomes inconsequential. Then you also need to build trust, and you can do this by social proof and authority. Now, social proof is in the form of testimonials, reviews, case studies. If you can prove to your potential customers that other customers have used your services and have found it really valuable, then guess what? Other potential customers will see that and take it, and that holds a lot of weight, and it will help them in the buying decision when it comes to using your services. Number 6, when you raise your prices, own it. Be confident. Don't say, yeah, so that's $300, is that okay? No, you don't ask the customer if it's okay that you charge that price. You say, yeah, so for that service, it's $300. You have to be confident when you deliver the price, okay? The more confident you are, the more likely the customer's going to really believe in what you are offering. And then number 7 is you need to be patient. And you also need to be consistent, okay? Because it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take a while for you to transition into, higher quality clients. It's not going to happen overnight. You might have to take a few $50 wash and vacs in between the premium clients that you want to attract. Be patient, be consistent. It will pay off, okay? Now, one of the biggest reasons people fail at this business is because 1, they're not profitable, and 2, they give up before they actually start to see some proper growth. If you can just get past those periods where you have a slump, and actually just stay consistent and true to the vision of where you want to get to, then I guarantee you will come out the other side and you will be profitable and you will grow a successful car detailing business, just as I have done, just as many other detailers have done in the past, okay? This isn't just child's play, you know, this isn't just for 14-year-olds who want to wash their parents' cars, okay? This is a legitimate business that can be turned into a multi-7-figure business, all right? So hope that was valuable. Drop a comment below if it was, and like always, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.